name is Dr. Najmun. I am a practicing psychiatrist in the state of New Jersey. I'm also a ICF certified coach. My passion is to raise awareness of our emotional and mental well-being and break stigma on mental illness. As you can tell from my attire, I'm a Muslim by faith, and this is a holy month of Ramadan, the month of fasting, where Muslims fast 30 days of this month. They spend their time in praying and meditating and building resilience. They wake up very early in the morning, around 5 a.m., to have their breakfast, and after that, they fast. They can't eat or drink. They refrain from sexual activity up until late in the evening, around 7 to 8 p.m., when they will break their fast by eating a meal with their families. The reason I thought I'll make this video is because I noticed many young adults are facing some challenges. Ramadan follows a lunar calendar, which means that it comes at a different time every year. So this year, Ramadan is falling in April, which is a tough time for young adults, for students who are in colleges and universities, because they're wrapping up their year. They have assignments, they have tests. It's anyways quite a challenging time for them, and now top it off with the fact that they have to fast during the day. And that's when they need most of their water, they need energy, they need food. And in the evening, after the school and the classes are done, they will collect in a mosque or in a room in their colleges, and they will break their fast. They eat together, and that's joyful. And then they have to do prayers, so they're pretty much done around 11 p.m. And then most of them are so exhausted, all they want to do is to get some rest. So there's hardly any time for schoolwork. Had it been like the beginning of year, a beginning of semester, when the workload wasn't much, then it wasn't that much of a challenge. But this year, students are really hitting a big challenge. In fact, my son is in college, and I see him hitting that challenge. And, he wants to participate in the fasting. It's a priority for him. It gives a sense of joy, a sense of belonging. It helps him build that inner resilience. So I know how important it is for him to fast and follow this discipline. But at the same time, he ensures that he does a good job with his school. He doesn't want his grades to drop. He wants to get adequate credit. A lot of his friends are also struggling with the similar challenges. So then I thought that let me, as a psychiatrist, make this video for all the other young adults of his age or who are in colleges and universities and facing the same challenge. I hope you find these tips helpful. So first and foremost is prepare ahead of time. So when you know that, okay, month of Ramadan is going to come during this time, start preparing. Like if you know that you're going to hit some difficult assignments, some difficult tasks, see if you can get them done at least 2 to 3 weeks before the month of Ramadan begins. Secondly, very important is to communicate with your teachers, with your advisors that, hey, I'm a Muslim by faith. The month of Ramadan is coming. This is how my schedule is going to look like. What exemptions can I get from the school? Is there any way that difficult assignments I can finish after the Ramadan, or can I do them before the Ramadan? Is there a way that you can give me some extra time to submit the work? Ask them, if I have some extra help available. Is there tutoring options available? Are there certain sites that I can go to where I can get some extra help? So once you prepare yourself and also prepare your teachers, so that way you're both on the same page, you find a lot of support, and that decreases your stress. So when you are supported, when you feel supported, that immediately will give you a sense of relief and will decrease that stress, and also will give you a sense of control. Because remember, during Ramadan, you're fasting. So even though you think that you have a lot of control, but you're also giving up a lot of your control, because that's what's the beauty of this month, is that you are succumbing, you are surrendering to a higher power. So when you give up that ability to eat food, you give up control. When you give up that ability to have fun and do whatever you want to do, because you have to follow a certain discipline, you give away that control. So as a human being, you are already giving up a lot of control. And when you don't have control, that sometimes can bring anxiety and increase your stress. So if you sort of prepare ahead of time and communicate this to your teachers or to your advisors, you regain a lot of that sense of control, which then helps you stay grounded You may have to change your schedule during this month. Divide your day into fasting and non-fasting hours. Be cognizant of the time that you'll be fasting. During the time you'll be fasting, which is 6 a.m. to 7 p.m., those hours, of course, you have to go to the classes because there's no exemption there. You will have to show up at 8 o'clock for your class. So take your classes, ask your teacher if you can record the lecture, you could do that, but make sure you take your notes. And while you're in the classes, if you notice you're drifting off, losing concentration, losing focus, do some deep breathing. So take some nice, long, deep breaths with long pauses in between, and that's going to help you build that focus, help you concentrate, and maybe you can retain a little more information. Make extra notes during this time. You could make notes on your phone or take an extra notebook with you. Communicate with your other students. Ask them that if they took some extra notes. So this is a time of, reaching out and networking and building those skills if you can. After the classes are done, go back home, make sure you get some rest. You can sleep for 2 to 3 hours and keep an alarm to wake you up on time. Certain things that come to you effortless, then finish those during the fasting time. Now, all your assignments and your tasks which need you to focus, put effort, think deeply, process information, avoid doing that during the fasting hours. Keep all of that work for maybe either early in the morning, soon, just before you're eating suhoor, or just after you're eating suhoor, or maybe, some folks change their schedule day and night. People tend to stay more awake during the nighttime and try to rest during the daytime. So if you have that option, you can do that. Just think that, okay, in this month, pretend that during this month, you are working night shift. You know how we have nurses and doctors and people who work night shift. So you can do that, prepare your mind that, okay, this month I will be working during the night shift. So what you can do for all those difficult tasks, like say, for example, at 11 p.m., you come back to your dorm, you have finished your prayers, you've done your eating, but then, soon after 11 p.m., your body is not ready to take up new information or to process new information. That time it's important you get some rest. So put up your alarm and try to wake up maybe 2 hours before suhoor. So wake up at maybe 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. Or 3 a.m. So you still get about 2 hours before breakfast, and during those 2 hours you can then finish the difficult assignments. And if you have a lot of difficult assignments, so maybe what you can do is after iftari or after 11 p.m. you're done with your prayers, so sleep for 2 hours, then wake up maybe around 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. Keep a bottle of water with you, keep a healthy snack, a fruit, then start your breakfast at suhoor, and after that see if you can get 1 to 2 hours of rest. For those of you whose classes start late, fortunately, like around 10 or 11, those of you are lucky, so they do get about 4 or 5 hours of sleep after the suhoor, which is great. But I know a lot of you guys have to go for classes at 8:30, 9. So for them, they can just keep those resting hours when they are done from their classes, maybe around 1 p.m., 2 p.m., so that 2 to 4 or 5 p.m., that window should be allotted to resting hours or catching up on your sleep. Your brain needs all those good chemicals, the neurotransmitters, the serotonin and the dopamine, that those are your chemicals to stay motivated, stay focused, stay calm, stay relaxed. All those chemicals there, the building blocks of those chemicals is protein. So make sure during Ramadan, and a lot of us, especially from Southeast Asian communities, we love that fried food, the samosas and the pakoras and all that. So that's all okay, but that's not a brain food. So limit those, but consume proteins in the form of nuts and chicken and salmon, fish, and try to stay away from foods that can cause brain inflammation. For example, red meat and milk. They can cause brain inflammation. Sometimes are not really good for focusing and attention. When you consume protein together with fluids or liquids, it retains the moisture in your body for a longer period of time. So you stay hydrated for a longer period of time. So again, those protein shakes are excellent. If you can make one on your own. Throw some yogurt in it with some fruit and nuts in it, and just mix it in a mixie, and keep that protein shake with you while you are doing your assignment. Keep nice good supply of protein bars, nuts, bananas, very good. Bananas, rich source of potassium. Dates, excellent source of fiber, potassium, iron, real brain food. So keep those things handy inside your dorm, because you don't want to run to cafeteria. Cafeteria is closed, in the after hours. I know the colleges provide you packages of for suhoor, but it's not enough. It's not adequate. So make sure, ask your parents to, provide you with peanut butter, dates, protein bars, protein shakes. Keep them in your dorm and try to consume them in the non-fasting hours, every 2 to 3 hours if you can. So that's going to help you stay hydrated, stay energetic, stay focused. So again, special attention to the food. I mean, if you look, this is the essence of Ramadan. The essence of Ramadan, it's not that you just want to focus on the logistics of the fasting and praying and sticking to the routine, but remember the essence of Ramadan. The essence of Ramadan is to be mindful of your body, mindful of what things you're putting in your body, what things you're refraining from, and that you're surrendering to a higher power. Very important to show kindness to yourself. There may be days that you're unable to fast. God has not made this month of Ramadan to punish you. It's a month to show gratitude, to be aware of your own capabilities and what you're blessed with. So it's in no shape or form a punishment. So if some of you are unable to fast, you're extremely exhausted and tired, you're really struggling, there's a lot more you can do during the month of Ramadan other than just fasting. If you can't fast, if you notice that, I'm unable to do so, it's substantially affecting my health, you're feeling dehydrated, you're feeling extremely fatigued, you're unable to get up and do your normal work, at that time, you can buy food for your fasting friends, you can help out, you can serve, you can do prayers, you could do extra prayers, you can feed the poor, do the charity. So there's a lot more you can do. If unfortunately you're unable to fast. Again, please show self-compassion, show kindness to yourself, just like God shows kindness to you. Try to save time as much as you can, because I know during Ramadan, after we do the prayers, then in the masjid, a lot of us love to socialize. And who doesn't love to socialize? It also does give you all those happy chemicals and happy hormones, but do try to keep it into moderation. It's also going to help you learn the importance of those boundaries and those assertive skills. So usually if you would socialize for a couple of hours just chatting and talking with your friends, prioritize rest, prioritize your health over excessive socialization. So after your Tarawih prayers, you're in the masjid, maybe half an hour, you can chat, you can talk to your friends, you can talk to them while you're eating and breaking the fast. But after you're done with the prayers, set a reminder on your phone and say, hey guys, I gotta go finish up my assignment, or I gotta go take rest, I have to go early in the morning, wake up for my class, I gotta go. I'll talk to you guys later. Try to minimize those texting and group chats and whatever is unnecessary, or there are many events, it's just not possible to participate in them. So you will have to build on those assertive skills during the month of Ramadan by saying no more often. So see the bigger picture, look at things objectively, and say, hey, I'm so sorry, I can't do this right now, I have to finish up assignments. So prioritizing is extremely important during this month as well, especially during this time of the year. Prioritize rest over attending events, which of course you would love to under ordinary circumstances, but during this time, just prioritize getting rest, prioritize finishing up your assignments and tasks, your prayers, and of course your fasting. Sometimes brain isn't working, so you could just journal during this time and say, hey, what is it that I did different today? What helped me today? And hey, these are some of the things which I found are not helping me. So the next day then try to minimize the things that are not helping you and work on the things that you find are helpful. If you're struggling, please ask your advisor, hey, I need some tutoring, I need some extra help. Ask them for extra time. Some of you are living close to your families, and I know you're young adults, you want to be independent as much as possible, but please, again, as a form of a self-compassion, as a form of self-kindness, if you can, utilize your parents during this time. Ask your parents for help. Ask them to bring you some good food, some good snacks. And if some of you can't go to your parents' home, if it is conducive, if it is safe, if it's supportive, then, go to your parents' home. You can just rest there. Your moms and dads during this time can, give you some good food. And Ramadan is a family time, so you can utilize that option. Oh yeah, self-care, again, is extremely important during the fasting time. I know you can't eat. However, there are other things that you can do to give yourselves that extra attention. That resting is best form of the self-care during the Ramadan. But you can also, do some other things like a light walking if you can, spending time in the nature, whole body relaxation, meditation. You can listen to I know the music you can't, but you can listen to the Quranic recitation while you're resting, and it can cause you a sense of relief and a sense of calm. Talking to a friend, of course, a friend that's helpful, that's non-judgmental, that doesn't critique you, because, sometimes we have friends who go like, oh, I did so great in this assignment, I'm doing wonderful. And you feel like, hey, why am I struggling? What is wrong with me? So try to minimize time with people who are toxic and bring you down. Spend time more with those friends who are supportive of you, who are helpful. If you find that you're better able to do assignments with a group of people, then try to do that. But if you're someone who'd rather spend time alone and finish assignments alone, then of course build on those assertive skills and ask for a boundary. Remove yourself from that social situation and go to your dorm and finish your assignment. And also remember, just like everything in life, this too shall pass. When things become hard and you go like, wow, how am I going to do that? Try to remind yourself that, okay, how many days are left? You can keep a calendar. Sometimes, seeing things helps your brain to feel more safe and secure. So get a calendar and cross out the days that you were able to fast that have passed. And now I have another few days left up until the Eid for me to celebrate. You could do those little, little tricks with your brain to make it feel reassured and safe. Feel free to comment. If you have any tips that you find can help other people, then please feel free to share it. Just pray that the rest of this month becomes smoother for you, and hope you all have a wonderful Eid. I will see you soon. Take care.